Okay, so chances are pretty high that if you have been in the personal development or the self-improvement scene for more than like a couple of weeks, you've probably seen one of those videos on YouTube where it's like, oh, this is the morning ritual of millionaires and billionaires, and these are the daily habits, and this is the daily routine of Tony Robbins or Oprah Winfrey or Steve Jobs or something like that. There's all these routines and all of these rituals that you are supposed to be doing and following and carrying out throughout the day that are supposed to make you successful in whatever area of life you're supposed to be going in. And like on the surface, there's not too much wrong with these videos. My main problem with them is that they're kind of just, so what if Tony Robbins takes an ice bath every morning? Yeah, I don't really care if Steve Jobs meditated. There's just as many successful people who just roll out of bed and eat crappy food and then go to work. The importance that's put on these morning rituals and morning routines by people in self-improvement is a little bit vapid and annoying, and oftentimes doesn't really serve people all that much. But that aside, this video is all about how to set a daily routine, how to set a good daily routine for yourself, because I do believe that getting yourself into good habits and getting yourself into a good routine can really help to boost your productivity. It can really help to speed up your progress towards whatever goal it is that you're trying to get in life. So that's what this video is all about. And it's going to be a pretty short video because actually setting a good daily routine is extremely straightforward. In fact, there is only one thing that you need to do. Now, this is a concept that I learned about in a book that's actually called The One Thing. And the book is centered around one question, which I'm going to paraphrase because I never get the exact phrasing of it right. So I'm just going to say it in my way because that's the way that it works. And as long as I get the message across, it's fine. So the question is, what is the one thing that you could do today or right now or this month or this year, whatever time scale it is you're working with? What is the one thing that you could do that by so doing it would vastly improve your odds of getting to your goal in life? What is the one thing that you could do that is going to make it easier now to achieve your future goal? So all these people online are talking about this long routine that you're going to have to go through. I remember for a long time I was following a similar morning routine to Stephen James from the Project Life Mastery channel, and his morning routine is like an hour and a bit long. Like the original video that I watched, it was long, and I did that for ages. I did the Miracle Morning one by Hal Elrod, and I since then I tried various different routines and ways of structuring my day for maximum productivity and things like that, and none of it really worked for me until I discovered this concept of the one thing. What's the one thing that you could be doing right now or today or this week or this month or this year that is going to push you towards your goal? What is the one thing that you could do that is going to make the biggest difference, that's going to give you the most progress towards your ultimate goal or your ultimate life vision? And that's really how I structure my days now. And it's what I would encourage you to do as well. If you're wanting to set a good daily routine for yourself, the very best thing that you could do is take one step towards your goal. Now, where a lot of us lose motivation is that we write ourselves out dozens of goals that we want to achieve over the course of a year, and then over the course of a month we break those dozen or so goals down into like 30 or 40 smaller goals that we need to achieve, and then during the week maybe there's like 20 or so goals that we need to achieve, and then every single day there's like 10 or 12 goals, because that's just how things break down. You've got your big overall goal, and then it just breaks down into smaller and smaller chunks, and those chunks have smaller chunks, and those chunks have smaller chunks. And what happens is that it gets extremely overwhelming. Like, how many times have you gotten into work and the work has just been piled on you from like the time that you get in, and you already had work that was like left over from like the night before, and you've got this additional project work that for some reason you volunteered for because you know, you accidentally made eye contact with the manager during the meeting and they were like, you can do it. And so you get into work and you've got all this stuff to do and it's so daunting and it's so overwhelming, and that just saps the motivation out of your body. You just don't want to do anything. And you start to wonder, you know, should I just go home sick? You know, if I put a pencil down the back of my throat and throw up, will they let me go home? The same thing happens when we set all of these goals for ourselves, when we set these extensive to-do lists to do every single day, when really what we should be doing is asking ourselves every single day, right, what is the one thing that I could do today that is going to get me the most progress towards my goal? And some days that's going to be a big step that you're going to be able to take, and some days it's just going to be a very, very tiny step. And I know that in self-improvement, like if you're watching this channel right now, the chances are you are somebody who wants to overachieve. You're somebody who wants to do big things with your life, because that's what people get into self-improvement to do. People get into self-improvement to have a successful life. You don't get into it because, you know, you're bored and you just want like a weekend hobby. You get into it because you want to have a successful life, whatever success means for you. And so the tendency is to go big or go home, and to just try and make the maximum amount of progress possible over the course of the day. You know, massive action. That concept is in and of itself a big problem, and it can quickly lead to a complete lack of motivation and a feeling of overwhelm and anxiety and stress, when the simplest solution to daily progress is to just take a single step. It doesn't matter how small the step is, because all that really matters is that you did something. Who do you think is going to be rewarded more in a marathon race? The person that trained for like a year doing a bunch of little runs and slowly building themselves up, or the person that tried to run a marathon like 5 or 6 times over the course of a year and didn't really do any other training and just did the massive action approach? The person that trained consistently and progressively got better and took those small steps every single day, even if that very, very first run was just walking from one end of your road to the other end of your road and back again, that person is still going to do much, much better in that marathon than the person that only trains like 5 or 6 times a year but like goes big or goes home every single time. Self-improvement and personal development isn't all that complicated. It is simply taking the next small step. That's all it ever is at any moment in time. Just take the next small step. When it came to me filming these videos today, because I'm generally pretty unmotivated, and it's something that I talked about in another video not too long ago, about the fact that when I'm not motivated, you know, which is most of the time, I don't take as much action on my goals as I would do. And when I'm very motivated, that's when I kind of push myself. But most of the time, on the days that I'm not motivated, on the days that I actually have to do something, I just take the first small step. So for today, the first small step was setting up my camera, and then the next step was setting up the ring light and then hooking up the microphone. And then after that, it was just a matter of pulling up the script on my phone, pressing record and going from there. It was a series of small steps. But if I thought to myself, you know, oh my God, I've got to sit down, I've got to film 3 videos and I've just come back from work and I'm tired and I just want to go to bed, I wouldn't have done it. So instead, I just focused on taking the very next small step. And now here I am. I'm halfway through filming the videos that I have to film for today, and I'm enjoying the process. Don't put all this pressure on yourself to go all out every single day and to give it 110%. Sometimes it's better to just give it 1% and give it like 1% every single day. And then some days you're going to be very, very motivated. On those days, you can give it maybe 50, 60, 70, 80, 90%. But then after that, you might feel a little bit unmotivated because you didn't make as much progress as you wanted to. So instead of just stopping and quitting and going and lying down in bed, just take the very next small step. Every single time, just the next small step and the next one and the next one and the next one. And you'll make far more progress that way. And that is how you set a good daily routine. It's just asking yourself, what is the next small step that I need to take towards my goal? What's the next thing that I need to do that is going to get me that progress towards achieving my life vision? So I hope you have found that useful. If you have done, make sure to let me know what your thoughts and questions are in the comment section down below, and I'll do my best to answer every single comment as soon as I can. If you're new to the channel, make sure that you subscribe. This channel is all about providing confidence and life advice to the average Joe. So if that's what you're into, then make sure that you subscribe. I'm putting out 5 videos every single week, Monday to Friday. So make sure that you subscribe so you don't miss any more content like this in the future. But otherwise, that's it. Thank you very much for making it all the way to the end of this video, and I look forward to seeing you back on this channel and wishing you the best of luck on your journey towards confidence.